Yo, what is going on, everybody? It's your boy Trashy. Today we're watching the the Zelda timeline. That's it. From like the first game and all the games, like the timeline of where they sit in canon and stuff in 15 minutes. I am planning on doing like a bigger video reaction to the timeline, like a more in-depth uh timeline. So don't worry, it's not just going to be this 15-minute video that we react to. Let's get straight into it. Again, support the original source. Links will be in the description. Let's get straight to this.
In the beginning, there was only chaos. Into this nothingness came the Golden Goddesses, three primordial omnipotent beings. These three are the most powerful entities in Zelda canon. Din, the goddess of power, created the land itself. Nehru, goddess of wisdom, created science and magic, and Furore, goddess of courage, created life. With their great work completed, the Golden Goddesses departed for the heavens, but not before leaving a symbol of their power, the Triforce.
Oh,
Three
so that's the
golden
Triforce.
triangles, each representing a virtue of their creators. The Triforce shared the limitless
By the
powers
way,
of the goddesses.
I don't know much of the lore. That's why I'm watching these videos. I've just played a bunch of the games. I love the games, but I don't know like the lore of the timeline and stuff. And like, yeah.
Designed to guide the mortals who would inherit their world. It's able to grant any wish and serves as the foundation for the world's providence. To protect the Triforce, the goddesses left behind another divine creation, Hylia, another goddess who would serve as its guardian. For an age, the goddess lived among mortals in the land that would become Hyrule, a time of prosperity known as the era of the goddess Hylia. But all things must be balanced, and a darkness emerged to challenge the light. A being known as Demise, the Demon King, tore his way from a fissure in the earth and waged war against Hylia in an attempt to take the Triforce for himself. Like the Golden Goddesses, we don't know the origins of Demise. While they are forces of creation, the Demon King is a primordial force of destruction, the source of all monsters. A war ensued, ending with Demise sealed and Hylia mortally wounded. So the goddess planned for a hero to rise and defeat the Demon King when his...
I was gonna say, I'm guessing Demise is like what Ganondorf is originated from, and then Zelda is like the descendant or reincarnation of the goddess Hylia, I'm guessing.
seal in
And then Link is just Link.
inevitably faltered. She created Phi, a guiding spirit, and, crucially, gave up her divinity so that her soul could one day be reborn as a mortal. This leads us into the
Okay,
first
so she
game in
is
the
a
official
reincarnation.
timeline, Skyward Sword, where Link, a student of the Knights Academy on Skyloft,
Oh,
and
so the first game in the canon is Skyward Sword. Did not know that.
Zelda, the daughter of the school's headmaster, learn that they are part of the ancient goddess's plan. Zelda learns that she is Hylia reborn, and Link trains to become the goddess's chosen hero, forging Hylia's sword into the Master Sword and tempering his spirit in order to wield the might of the Triforce. Demise is resurrected by his servant Girahim, but is defeated by Link. However, with his dying breath, Demise curses Link and Zelda. He dooms those like them to be forever haunted by an incarnation of his hatred. Thus begins an endless cycle of reincarnation, binding the series' main trio together for all time. Demise's hatred would manifest in beings like Ganon.
Oh, so the games are pretty much just the same type of story, but different time periods. Because they're just like a loop, pretty much. Like they defeat Demise or Ganondorf or whatever, and then it replays after like once the like Link and everyone is reincarnated.
Malladus, but each time would be met by a princess with the blood of the goddess and a warrior with the spirit of the hero. The exact order and details of the events following Skyward Sword have been lost to the mists of time, but include the founding of the Kingdom of Hyrule and a series of conflicts which serve as the foundations of later games in the series. The Interloper War occurred when the Triforce's limitless power tempted a powerful clan of magic wielders, sorcerers who had created a weapon known as the Fused Shadow. They tried to claim the sacred realm where the Triforce lay for themselves, and were only stopped by the Light Spirits, who were able to seal this clan in another world, to imprison them in darkness forever. Another early conflict is the War of the Bound Chest. Monsters appeared from nowhere and assailed the kingdom until an unknown warrior, another who shared the spirit of the hero with the Link from Skyward Sword, appeared to fight for Hyrule. He was assisted by the Picori, tiny magical beings who gave him the Light Force, a golden power separate from the Triforce, and the Picori Blade, a magical sword separate from the Master Sword. This hero of men was able to defeat the monsters and seal them within a chest.
He's probably gonna touch on it, but how does the Master Sword become this, like, the, can't think of words, the sword that seals light, I can't, the sword that seals darkness or some shit, I can't remember. I quite literally just played Breath of the Wild yesterday, finished it yesterday, and I can't even remember
this
shit.
Into the second game in the timeline, the Minish Cap, where Vati, an evil Picori transformed by a powerful artifact, opens
I think
the
this is
bound
one of the
chest in
games
search
that I
of the
haven't
Light
played.
Force. Link finds the legendary Picori blade and imbues it with the powers of the elements, transforming it into the Four Sword, and defeats Vati. At some point following the Minish Cap, the Wind Mage returns, until he is sealed in the Four Sword by an unseen hero. This sets up Four Swords, where Vati breaks free of the blade and is again sealed by an incarnation of Link. What follows is one of the bloodiest events in Hyrule's history, the Civil War. The details of this terrible conflict are few. All we know for certain is that the war ended with the country once again unified under the King of Hyrule. The leader of the Gerudo tribe, Ganondorf, swears fealty to the king, though in secret he plans to gain access to the sacred realm where the Triforce was hidden. Ocarina of Time begins, and the hero of time beats Ganondorf to the sacred realm, but the King of Thieves follows him. Ganondorf reaches the Triforce, but as his heart was imbalanced, it separates into its three constituent pieces. The Gerudo King receives only the Triforce of Power, while the Triforces of Courage and Wisdom are bestowed upon Link and Zelda respectively. Another twist is that Link is too young to wield the Master Sword, and so he's sealed within the Sacred Realm for 7 years. And for these 7 years, Ganondorf uses the Triforce of Power to dominate Hyrule. Link emerges from the Temple of Time into a nightmare, and begins his journey to awaken the 6 sages. Ganondorf uses his piece of the Triforce to transform into the monstrous Ganon, but even this isn't enough to stop Link. And with the power of the sages, Ganondorf is sealed in a void in the Sacred Realm. Ocarina of Time marks the end of the linear Zelda timeline. What follows from here is
Okay, so the timeline is one timeline up until Ocarina, and then it splits into 3 timelines. Okay, gotcha.
3 separate, alternate histories. The first is the simplest, the adult timeline, which follows on directly from Ganon's defeat and imprisonment by the sages. However,
why is it called the adult timeline? Is it because it's like the main timeline?
after this victory, Link is sent back through time by Princess Zelda, back to before he pulled the Master Sword, so that he could live the 7 years of his childhood that he lost. But he doesn't do this. Link chooses to warn a young Princess Zelda about Ganondorf's plans to betray Hyrule, which changes the course of history. Ganondorf is now stopped from ever reaching the Sacred Realm and the Triforce of Power, preventing his 7-year rule from ever occurring. This means that the original timeline becomes separate from this new child timeline. but both are equally real, canonical series of events, running parallel to one another. The adult timeline, which Link left, continues without him. Ganondorf eventually breaks free of his seal and returns to terrorize Hyrule. But as Link was sent back through time and altered the past, no hero rises to meet him. And so, in a rare example of divine intervention, the goddesses are forced to flood the kingdom to stop his assault, and Hyrule is forgotten at the bottom of a new ocean. Centuries later, the story of the hero of time and the Great Flood has become a distant myth, a myth which becomes the foundation for the events of the Wind Waker, when Ganon, now again in his Gerudo King form, but still very much the same man from Ocarina of Time, rises from the depths and begins searching for the Triforce. A new hero, unrelated to the previous, emerges to fight him, and kills him with the Master Sword. Hyrule is finally let go, so that a new generation can thrive. Link and Zelda, known as Tetra, sail for new lands. They're attacked by Bellum, leading to the events of Phantom Hourglass, but eventually settle and found the imaginatively named New Hyrule, where 100 years later, Spirit Tracks takes place. The defeat
I haven't played those two, Phantom Hour and I already forgot what this one's called. Spirit Tracks?
Where 100 years later, Spirit Tracks takes
Yeah.
place. The defeat
I haven't
of
played those
Malladus
two
at the
games.
hands of a new Link and Zelda marks the end of the adult timeline so far. So let's move to the altered history the Hero of Time created. Ganondorf was stopped from taking over, but this also erased Link's deeds as a hero.
Majora's
and
Mask,
led to
isn't
his
it?
companion, Navi, vanishing. The Hero of Time leaves Hyrule in search of his only friend, where he's ambushed by a possessed Skull Kid and ends up in the parallel land of Termina, leading to the events of Majora's Mask. Meanwhile, in Hyrule, a series of events eventually led to the imprisonment of Ganondorf, thanks to Link warning Zelda about his betrayal. He was to be executed by the sages at the Arbiter's grounds, but in some divine prank, the Triforce of Power awakened within him. This could be because Link had travelled back from the adult timeline while still in possession of his Triforce of Courage, causing the Triforce in this child era to split, even without anyone accessing the Sacred Realm. Regardless, this prevented Ganondorf's death. And with no other option, the sages banished him into the same dimension the interlopers had been sent long ago, the Twilight Realm. From here, Ganondorf manipulates and empowers Zant, a member of the interloper clan who usurps the Twilight's throne. And much later, Ganondorf uses Zant to mount an invasion of Hyrule, but is stopped and killed outright by a new Link, a descendant of the Hero of Time. This Link, the Hero of Twilight, is guided by his ancestor.
Okay, so it's not always a reincarnation, it's sometimes a descendant.
Whose spirit lives on as the hero's shade. Finally, we have Four Swords Adventures, where Vati yet again breaks free of his seal. This time, though, it's because of the meddling of Ganon, albeit a completely different Ganon to the Gerudo King seen in previous games, another manifestation of Demise's hatred. A reincarnated Ganondorf steals a magical trident from a pyramid and uses it to transform, but is stopped by another hero wielding the Four Sword. This ends the child timeline, the second outcome of Ocarina of Time. But there's a third. An entire branch of Zelda games exist following an alternate what-if scenario, one where Link dies during the final battle against Ganondorf. This results in a dark version of the adult timeline ending, where Ganondorf transforms and is sealed in the Sacred Realm by the sages, but takes the entire Triforce with him. This leads into A Link to the Past, where Ganon creates an alter ego, Aghanim, to manipulate his way out of the Sacred Realm, now called the Dark World. He's stopped by an incarnation of Link, the hero of legend, who goes on to have multiple other adventures. He gets shipwrecked and pulled into the Windfish's dream in Link's Awakening, and thwarts Twin Rover's attempt to resurrect Ganon in the Oracle games. Long after this comes A Link Between Worlds, where a kingdom in a parallel dimension, known as Lorule, attempts to steal Hyrule's Triforce to restore their land, and Triforce Heroes, set in the distant land of Hytopia, both featuring the same Link. Following this is a long period of decline. Hyrule shrinks until it is but a shadow of its former glory. It's in this withered kingdom that the very first Zelda games take place. Zelda 1
It's kind of ironic that the first and second game are like the last two of the main, main line.
and Adventure of Link.
Oh wait, no, we still have Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Never mind.
Showing the same hero first rescue Princess Zelda and defeat Ganon, then prove his worth and obtain the Triforce of Courage. This marks the end of the Zelda timeline as we know it. But of course, there are two more games.
I was about to say
Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. These games don't appear on the official Zelda timeline. They take place so ridiculously far in Hyrule's future that all other games before them are grouped into what is called the Era of Myth.
So there was like that long of like a gap where no incarnations happened or anything, that it's just like split off. That's crazy.
Doesn't matter which, if any, of Ocarina of Time's 3 branches these games occur in. Too much time has passed for it to matter. For millennia, Hyrule has been plagued by a timeless evil, the Calamity Ganon. Long before Breath of the Wild, but still long after the rest of the timeline, the Calamity returns, and is sealed with the help of the technologically advanced Sheikah tribe's war machines. 10,000 years later, Ganon returns, seizes control of the Sheikah tech, and uses it to decimate Hyrule. 100 years after this great calamity, Link emerges from the Shrine of Resurrection, journeys through the wilderness, and, with the help of Zelda, seals the beast.
Yeah.
However, Tears of the Kingdom reveals the truth. Link and Zelda discover—
Oh wait, I just realized I haven't played Tears of the Kingdom yet. This is spoilers. Crap. I should have searched up a spoiler-free guide. Alright, well, we're going to leave this one here. And then once we play Tears of the Kingdom, we're going to come back to this one. And we're going to watch it. Or we could just go back and watch, like a, bigger, longer, timeline. Just, like, skip through.
So there's the entire Zelda timeline summarized in 15 minutes. While it does get a little bit messy, especially with Tears of the Kingdom's time travel revelations, for the most part it does make sense. There's been an increasing sentiment recently that these games can't be reasonably connected, that the canon Zelda timeline, a chronological ordering of the games, doesn't matter, and was only published by Nintendo to pander to the online Zelda fanbase. This isn't true. While Zelda games are at their best as individual adventures, there's something so magical about the connections between them, seeing games we've played become legends in universe. If you want a chill way to relive the whole Zelda timeline, then head on over to my new channel, Zeldudes, where Zelda Master and myself are playing through the entire series in timeline order, beginning, of course, with Skyward Sword HD. The channel also features a podcast where we discuss anything and everything Zelda related at length, so if you're looking for more Zelda content, that's the place to go. Cheers guys, and I'll see you next time.
Well, there you go. Go check out his other channel and this one. Yeah, I skipped through that so I didn't get spoiled on Tears of the Kingdom. I completely forgot that Tears of the Kingdom would get spoiled in one of these videos if I watched it. So yeah, we'll go back and like watch another like full length timeline after we finish Tears of the Kingdom, because I'm gonna play that on the channel. Yeah, where was it that he
end with Hyrule from tens of
I have never played Skyward Sword. I don't think. Wait, have I? I don't think I've played all of it. I think I've played some of it on the Wii. I've never played the Mimish Cap. I can't remember if I've played any of the Four Swords games.
So there's the entire.
I've played Tears of the King. I'm talking so much about Tears of the King. Ocarina of Time so many times. I think I've beaten Majora's Mask 2 or 3
Higher
times.
Zelda timelines summarized in 50.
I've played I've played Twilight Princess 4 or 5 times, I think. I'm trying to remember which console I played that one on. Again, don't know if I've played Four Swords. The Wind Waker, I think I've played. No, I haven't played The Wind Waker. Have I? I can't remember if I have now. I I can't remember if I have or not with The Wind Waker. I think I have, but I'm not 100% sure. I've never played these two. I've played Link's Awakening and A Link to the Past. I'm not sure if I played these two or not. I haven't played A Link Between Worlds. And I think I've played some of Triforce Heroes. And I've played through 1 and 2. And obviously, I've played a ton of Breath of the Wild. And still yet to play Tears of the Kingdom. So, maybe I should go back through and play the entire series on the channel. Maybe that's just something I need to do. I am, however, going to be playing the first 2 on my PSP when I decide to jailbreak it. So that will be fun. So yeah. This video will be out for today from the time you're watching, but I think also Doom the Dark Ages will be as well. So yeah, excited for that game. It looks so good. So yeah, once again, link will be in the description for this video and the channel. And screw it, I'll go put his other channel into the description as well, so you can go check out his playthroughs and stuff if you'd like. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, hit the like button, subscribe, turn on bell notification so you don't miss an upload. And question of the day: which Zelda game is your favorite game? I think I've asked that before. I'm not 100% sure. Actually, which timeline is your favorite? Is it the adult, the dark, or the child timeline? Let me know in the comments. I think my favorite would probably be the dark timeline, just because that's the most game. I've actually played pretty much all the games leading up to it. Again, I can't remember if I played Four Swords or not. But I've definitely played Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, and Twilight Princess. And I can't remember if I think I've played some of Skyward Sword. I'm not 100% sure if I've played through all of it. So yeah, see you guys in the next one. Bye.